Every player hopes to make history or achieve some records. In the Premier League, for instance, Alan Shearer holds the most goals, a record that has never been matched. However, there is always the risk of being remembered for the wrong reasons, whether that's for having a knack for scoring own goals, lack of discipline, or an abysmal season. There are unwanted records that may not be beaten anytime soon. Here are the 10 most embarrassing records in football. Football, the main aim of making a substitution is to change the game, at least from the manager's point of view. When a player is sent on, many expect to see the new addition make an impact. It was different for Serge Digiawa when he was sent on for GOALAZZIO, with the team losing 3-1 against Olympiakos Volos in the Greek second division. Everyone expected him to make an impact as a second half sub, and that's exactly what he did, but not in the way everyone expected. Within 7 seconds of entering the field, he was sent off for hitting his opponent in the face, to the shock of everyone, especially his manager. We bet he did not need to take a shower. April 2017, Middlesbrough beat Sunderland 1-0. It was just a normal game and an insignificant one as both teams were on their way to the championship. Boro's win didn't change anything, but for Rudy Gestede, it meant the world to him. That's because he had just ended his own run of 43 matches without a win. That's right, Gestede had gone for an equivalent of an entire season without being on a winning side. During the time though, he had played for 3 different clubs: Aston Villa, Cardiff and Middlesbrough. That's between August 15th to April 2017. And unsurprisingly, he has never been back in the Premier League ever since. We have seen crazy matches in football where fights break out between opposing players, teammates punching each other, fans attacking players, crazy stuff, and that's why we love this beautiful game. It's always unpredictable. In such dramatic chaos, cards will often fly both yellow and red. That's what happened in a bizarre match in 2013 between Claypole and Victoriano, the Argentinian 5th tier in 2011. 2 players were shown red cards in the opening 45 minutes, and the managers failed to calm things down at half-time. There was a mass brawl in the second half which involved the players, managers and, as you would expect, some fans. The referee produced, wait for it, 36 red cards as things got out of hand. Least to say, the match was abandoned. Every footballer dreams of scoring their team, and as their fan cheers, Richard Dunne was no different, only that instead of having his own fans cheer, it was the opposition fans he made cheer. The Irishman holds the most unwanted record of scoring the most own goals in Premier League history during a 19-year spell in the Premier League playing for Everton, Man City, Aston Villa and QPR. Dunne put the ball in his own net 10 times, and you'll be shocked to learn that he scored with both his feet and his head as well. Overall, Dunne was a very solid defender, only that he stuck the ball in the wrong net. Still, with the infamous red cards, one player has the record for the most red cards, and it's not Sergio Ramos. Yep, Colombian Gerardo Bedoya beats Ramos hands down. Ramos, despite being a good defender, has always had the reputation for going for early showers. He has been sent off 26 times in his career. Bedoya, a hard-tackling midfielder, always seemed to get his timing wrong whenever he went for a challenge, and it led to a staggering 46 red cards during a 20-year career. 46! After hanging up his boots, Bedoya became a coach, and his first game as Santa Fe assistant manager, guess what happened? Yep, he was sent to the stands after just 21 minutes. Old habits certainly die hard. You can only imagine how one feels when for the first time they put on a jersey with their name on the back and run onto the pitch in front of thousands of fans who give you a welcoming applause. Joe Sheeran was about to experience that feeling back in April 1997. He had just turned professional with Chelsea the previous year and was not sent on as a late sub as their Blues faced Wimbledon at Selhurst Park. 60 seconds later though, the match referee blew the final whistle. He never made any other appearances in the top flight league. A few years later, when Chelsea were lifting their first Premier League title under Jose Mourinho, Sheeran was playing at Croydon Athletic in the 8th tier of British football. football than losing a final. Scratch that, nothing hurts more in football than relegation. A whole season of hard work feels worthless when your team finishes in the bottom 3, meaning it will be playing in the second division for the following season. It's even hard to take it if your fate is sealed on the last day of league action. That's exactly what happened to Herman Relegation and Nathan Blake, who both have gone down a record 5 times. Relegation was relegated with Crystal Palace, Wimbledon, Charlton, Ipswich and Portsmouth, while Blake went down with Sheffield United, Blackburn, Wolves and Bolton twice. How can one be so unlucky? You can say by the time they hung up their boots they might have been immune to relegation. The 2007-2008 Premier League season remains just another season in the English top-flight football, but in fact it holds an important record in the league, one Derby County fans never want to remember. The Rams finished the season with a paltry 11 points, the lowest ever in the history of the league. In that season they won 1-0 against Newcastle in September, after which they went for 32 games without a win, setting another unwanted Premier League record in the process. They have never been promoted to the top division since then. Maybe they fear they might extend their record. One of the most extraordinary football matches in history, 2 members from Madagascar made it into the Guinness World Records for the wrong reasons. A league match between Sola Amaran and AS Adema ended in a 149-0 score in favour of So Amaran. Yes, you heard that right, but it was not just your normal football match, there was a story to it. So Amaran were protesting a referee decision that had gone against them in a previous match, so instead of trying to defend or even beat AS Adema, they kept kicking the ball into their own net. The So Adema manager was later suspended for 3 years and 4 other players were hit with bans. Sunderland's problems started when they were relegated during the 2016-2017 season. Well, it had been coming and everyone could feel it. The Black Cats had been battling relegation for years and narrowly managed to escape the cut consecutive seasons under Paolo Di Canio, Gus Poyet, Dick Advocaat and Sam Allardyce. The club has been relegated from the Premier League 4 times since 1992. Now, that's not a record, but spending 1,227 days in the bottom 3 surely is. That's an equivalent of almost 3 years in the relegation zone. Well, which of these embarrassing moments stands out for you? Let us know in the comments below, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye for now.